All right, guys and gals, update 1.46 is out, and we finally have a release date for SES Software's highly anticipated Texas DLC. Let's first take a look at the new 1.46 update. 1.46 is going to add several new features and items, some of which I'm pretty excited about, so let's take a look at the changelog. All right, this is all per the SES Software blog, and the first on the list is going to be the gallery. There's a brand new feature for both American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2. It is something that we've been working on for quite a while. Gallery is a new feature that contains a management solution for all images, photo trophies, and discovered viewpoints while maintaining all legacy functionality of the screenshot manager. Perhaps the most intriguing part awaits you with the addition of photo trophies. You will be able to find these locations thanks to new map icons and capture them via photo mode. We have developed a new tracking system that will pop up whenever your camera will face the landmark using the photo mode. So photo trophies basically seems like to me like they've designated the perfect, most picturesque, ideal locations to make pictures in American Truck Simulator with your truck, or maybe I've seen some pictures it's just like scenic pictures, but either way, they're like the perfect photo. So that sounds pretty cool. You know, it's one of those things, I could take it or leave it. I mean, it sounds cool, but you know, I'll probably hardly ever do it. Let's just be honest. I'll probably hardly ever do it. Next on the list is going to be the company browser. This is one that intrigued me a lot. It says an exciting new feature for both American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2. This new in-game browser allows players to search for specific types of companies, cargoes, and or trailer types. This means that if you're waiting for any of the examples mentioned in the previous sentence, you can easily check if such a thing exists within the game. So if you're curious about which cargo you can theoretically haul, for example, between Bellingham and Nogales, the company browser will achieve just that. So this is one of those deals like if you want to do flatbed loads, I think it can kind of help you figure out on the map where you could run flatbed loads or specific types of cargoes, specific companies, things of that nature. That's a cool feature. I like that. I will definitely probably use that. It'll take a lot of the searching out as far as when you're looking for specific loads. So sounds like a good move to me. And now we move on to ownable cisterns slash chemical trailers. This one is special to me. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, Spur, I got to ride with an uncle of mine that hauled a chemical tanker up. It was up around Toledo, Ohio for a company. He had an old Mac R. And I remember one night in particular, I got to ride with him for several hours hauling this chemical trailer between different points. I think it was like short trips. It's like short haul trips. It wasn't long haul. But either way, it's definitely special to me. So yeah, we get ownable chemical trailers in game. And of course, they're going to have all the customizable features like the other trailers, such as chassis type, paint jobs, markers, rear bumpers, mud flaps, and other accessories such as hoses, toolboxes, extinguishers, etc. So looking forward to that. That's going to be cool. That's a good one I'm looking forward to. With 1.46, they have also added US 20 between Idaho and Montana, arriving as a free update for owners of the DLC. Who doesn't love free stuff? So we get a free road, right? I'm not really that familiar with it, but it says that it runs between Idaho Falls and the settlement of West Yellowstone in Montana. It says West Yellowstone is also home to a tourist center located just outside the west gate of Yellowstone National Park. So it gives us a new road to drive. And supposedly a lot of people have been asking for this one because it says it's been highly requested. So I'm not familiar with it, but the pictures that I've looked at on their blog looks absolutely amazing. Like they are just absolutely gorgeous, right? I mean, everything has been gorgeous in the game. It's like the bar for scenery and detail has gone up with every update and every DLC. All right, another new change has been implemented with 1.46, or a new addition is going to be the custom city intros. Basically, reading from their blog, it seems like it was an experimental feature that they added an update or two back, and they're going to be expanding upon that with new cities and things of that nature. It's another one. I can take it or leave it. I don't have to have it. I've never even used it, like, you know, but it's cool. You know, I mean, they can't always cater to Spur, so it seems pretty cool, but not too high on my priority list. They also redesigned the Idaho Viewpoints. It seems like, let's see what it says here. It says, we went back and updated the viewpoints of Idaho DLC to better reflect our current standard of their length, pace, and camera movement. So it seems like they kind of standardized these a little bit more to what they're doing now. And then the last on the list, and this one really caught my attention. I think it's really cool, and it's going to be Driveshaft Torque. And what SCS Software said was, we're always doing our best to make the trucking experience within our games as realistic as possible, and that is exactly the reason why this new edition, which can be turned on in the settings, is arriving to the world of ATS. This feature simulates the spinning of the chassis during acceleration, which results in a slight lift of the left front wheel. This effect is more visible on American trucks due to them being longer. How many times have you ever sat at a red light and you're looking across at an 18-wheeler and you see them leave off the red light, and that it kind of has that little twist to the frame, and you're like, man, he's got some power under the hood with that thing, right? Like, it's not noticeable with all trucks, or not so much, but either way, I think that is going to be really cool. So I'm curious, is it going to be affected with like more power? Like if you have a more powerful truck, is it going to twist more, or is it just standard across the board? And I'm also curious as to how this affects all the truck mods that we have, all the free truck mods, even payware truck mods as well too. How's that going to affect them? Now, I went into my mod list this morning and looked after the update, and I only had 2 trucks that were broke right now. The FLB by Harvin and the Macar. I can't remember the maker of that one, but those are 2 ones that are broke right now. Not sure how it affects any of the others. Anyway, that is the new 1.46 update. Now let's go ahead and check out some exciting news for the Texas DLC. This is one I have been so excited about, and as you know, Spur is from and currently lives in Texas, so it's another one that's kind of near and dear to me. Anyway, SCS Software finally tweeted on Saturday, November the 5th, that the Texas DLC will be released on November the 15th, 2022. So we finally have a release date. It's going to be right before Thanksgiving. They also went on to say in their tweet that Texas will be their largest DLC map release to date. Now, I went to the store page and looked at the Texas DLC. There's still no price. There's still no price listed. I think it's going to be a little bit higher than the others. I think it's going to be in the $20 range, maybe a little bit north of 20. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be really put off by that if it is, because it is a huge state, but they still haven't released the price yet, so we'll have to wait and see on that. And with Saturday's tweet, they also released a map of the Texas DLC. This is the first official map that I have seen. I don't know if this has been floating around for a while or if this is common knowledge, but this is the first one I've seen, and it depicts all the major cities that are going to be included. There's a lot more smaller communities on the map. You know, we checked out some of them earlier, I guess a month or so ago, some of the ones that you could see, like the little Easter egg, but there's going to be a lot more on the map than just those. Now, the big takeaway from the map is it is impressive. I like what I see. For the majority of it, it looks great. I totally dig what they've done. There are a few things that left me disappointed, though. I'll be honest with you. The first one and the biggest one is going to be the Panhandle. Up in the Panhandle here. For you guys that know me, or for you that don't know, a Spur lives in the Panhandle. I am very familiar with the Panhandle. I've been all over the Panhandle for the most part. And you can see we have a huge blank area in the northeastern corner of the Panhandle. Now, most people are going to say there's not much of anything up there, Spur. There actually is. Right here in the central eastern portion of the Panhandle is going to be a huge oil field. It was actually quite busy years ago, a few years back. They're not drilling as much, but it's definitely a big oil field there. There's lots of wind farms running from Amarillo up into the northeastern part. And there's also a ton of agriculture and feedlots. Some massive feedlots are in this area as well, too, and some massive farms. So you have basically oil and gas, agriculture, and wind farms. And there's nothing in the northeastern corner of the map to, there's nothing there. It's completely blank. So that really kind of left me scratching my head. Also, they do not, if I'm reading this map correctly, the bright yellow lines are going to be your major interstates, things of that nature. And it looks like I-40 does not continue east of Amarillo. So that is disappointing as well. But I get it. If this isn't here in the northeastern corner, there's no point in really having an I-40. I mean, honestly, I don't know why they didn't put anything there. I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be added with the Oklahoma DLC, if they're kind of saving it for that, to reduce the workload on the Texas map. that could be a route they're going. We're going to talk about the map direction in a little bit more detail in a few, but that was the first thing that really jumped out to me and really disappointed me, is the lack of road network in the northeastern part of the Panhandle. Another spot you're going to notice, there's no Texarkana and no I-30 coming out of DFW. They left that out as well too. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe that's going to be added with a later DLC or an update or something, but either way, that's not there either. Another thing I noticed is that there's no I-10 between Houston and Beaumont. Unless this is a map error. Maybe it is a map error. I don't know, but there is no I-10 between Houston and Beaumont, and that really left me scratching my head because the scenery's there, like the network's there. It's just left out. Hopefully that's maybe an error in the map, but I don't know, guys. It doesn't show it there. At least it doesn't look like it's there. All right, another one that kind of left me scratching my head, and I'll be the first to tell you I'm not that familiar with this area down here, but it looks like some interstates are left out between Corpus Christi and Brownsville. I know there's a 69 down there, but I don't know. From what I can tell on Google Maps, it looks like maybe they're still working on it or it's not complete. I'm really not sure on that. And then there's the Interstate 2 between McAllen and Brownsville. So I don't see any interstates on the map here. So those are the areas that jumped out at me on the map as far as things that were left out. Like I said, I hope this stuff is added later, especially the Panhandle and the Texarkana area. I hope they go back and do that. All right, so where is SES software going next? What is going to be the next map release? What is going to be the next state? There's been a lot of debate about this. We know that one of the developers that talked about on a stream that they would like to get to the Atlantic as quickly as possible. Personally, I had always hoped that they would do Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama next, and then maybe Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. Now, I'm bundling these states together because, one, they're a smaller area than what Texas was. You know, once you get east of the Mississippi, the states get smaller and more compact. Let's be honest, you know, at the rate they've been going at 1 or 2 states a year, Spur's going to be in the old folks' home by the time they get all these states released. So I really feel like as they get close to the Mississippi and east of the Mississippi, that maybe they'll start bundling states together to try to make some headway, you know, because let's face it, Texas is huge. It's their largest map they've done, and you know, there's a lot of land areas. So as you get east, multiple states combined would equal out to the Texas land area. So that's what I was hoping. Like I said, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and then maybe Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. This isn't official. This is just me speculating, so you take it with a grain of salt. With the northeastern part of the Panhandle being blank, though, makes me wonder if they're going to do Oklahoma next. It could very well be that. Could be the next thing they're going to do. The reason I say that is the Texas map to me looks unfinished, and you know, my thinking is they want to get that complete as soon as possible. Maybe they could pair that up with Oklahoma DLC, or maybe they could put it in with just an update as well too. That could very well happen as well. Either way, I would definitely love to see them move east versus going north, like to Oklahoma, Kansas, you know, that direction. Listen, Spur lived in Oklahoma for 10 years. I loved Oklahoma. It's a great state, but I would just rather see them head east versus north. Anyway, that is going to be it for the news from SES Software. Like I said, Texas is going to be released on November 15th. I am stoked. I can't wait. You guys, leave me some comments down below. I want to hear your thoughts on what you think the next state is going to be. Have you heard anything? Has Spur just missed it maybe somewhere? Because I don't really keep that much in touch with that stuff. But anyway, let me know what states you think are going to be next. Let me know what you would like to see next as far as states. Also, let me know, where is your first trip going to be into the state of Texas when it is released? I'd love to hear where you guys are going. Anyway, love all of you, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.